Okay, and welcome. This is going to be to teach you how to set up your electronic portfolio. And so to begin, we are going to start in Illustrator. So I'm just going to switch to Illustrator and start a new file. Now, if you notice here, if you set the profile to custom, and then we take a look at the different sizes, actually don't set it to custom, set it to devices, then you'll notice that you get several different devices to choose from. Now in this case, I would choose the iPad Air if you're going to go to an iPad. In this case I am. And we'll call this one Electronic Portfolio. I'll call it 2 because I just tested one out so I could show you guys. And now it's the second one. And we're going to do it landscape. And I'll just click OK. And you notice that that's 72 pixels per inch because that's a maximum resolution of any monitor. Click OK. And we'll get a file. And you notice it's a white background. Now I'm going to choose to do a black background just so that you can see how you would change this. So I'm going to choose a rectangle here. And I'm going to change the color. Go down to here and reverse the colors. I don't want a white stroke, so I click here. And to draw the black rectangle, I just drag it out. Okay, there we go, and I moved it by accident, so I'll just give it a quick Command 0. Actually, that's a little large. I think I'm gonna, well, no, I'll leave it like that. Now, what I need to do is I need to drop in a few objects here. The first object I'm actually going to drop in is a screen capture of a video screen of a video that I took. And this is for you guys so you can learn how to do a video. And to take a screen capture, it is just Command, Shift, and then number 4. And then you can drag it out over any video you have open in QuickTime. Okay, but you can do that on your own. And here's what I've got. Place this. And I'll just click. It's going to be quite large. Okay, and it's a little bit too big for this particular screen, so I'm just going to shrink it down just a touch. Oops. Undid that. That was an error. Let's stay on the arrow here. Wait till I get the proper arrow. Now hold the Shift key down, and I'm just going to make it smaller. And just place it so it's relatively even on screen. And I'm just doing this by eye, but if you want to bring in guides, you could do that as well. And if you want to bring in guides, it's just Command R, and then you could drag out guides from the sides here to see how far in you're going on each side and to see how even it is. So if I go here and I go here, okay, it's a little obvious that this side's a touch bigger, so I think I'm just going to move it over just a touch. Okay, just touch, and that should do it. And then I'll clear the guides by going to here and go to guides and just clear the guides. Okay, so now I can move this up or down or however I want. I think I'll move it down just a touch. And I'll just use the mouse there just a touch. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the main title and some text at the bottom. So the main title, the first thing I'm going to do is choose text, and I can change the color to white. Oops, oh, I had an object selected. Let's undo that. There we go. Let's go to text. Okay, so it's on text, and I gotta click in here first. So I have an object. Now change the color. Okay, and now I gotta choose a font. And the font that I'm going to choose is, you really want to choose sans serif if you can, if you'd like it. And I'm going to choose Century Gothic, and I'm just going to make it a bit larger. Now, since this is a Photoshop video tutorial, I'm going to call this video tutorial. And I want to do Photoshop a bit larger, so I'm going to put it a little bit lower. So I can create a new object. So if you click off and then click again and just create another object, I'm just going to Photoshop. Oops. Got to change it to white again. White. There we go. Photoshop. And I don't want it the same size. I want it larger. So I'm going to actually double up the size. I'm going to go 120. And I'm going to make it bold. Okay. Now I'm going to have to move some of this around so it fits nicely. So let's move this down a touch. Oop, I moved it over. There. And I'm going to move this below like that. You notice how you get some guides that line it up. And actually, and then I'm going to place some text. Actually, I might place the text. Well, let me just line this up first. Okay. And I want this object to be in line with the margin. There. I think that's close enough. Now I'm just going to place some text below here. So the text down here is going to have to be quite small though. And so I'll just click and make the text about, say, 18. And I'll put in like title. Oops, white again. Let's go back, change it to white. We're going to put title. And this is Photoshop CC exposure adjustment tutorial. And I'll go file name. And I'll put, I think it was Photoshop CC exposure.mp4. And I'll put in screen capture software was ScreenFlow, which I'm using right now, version 4. And put in a description. This tutorial illustrates how to do basic exposure adjustments in Photoshop CC. There we go. Just some text at the bottom. And let's see how they line up. Well, this one's actually pretty good. And so I'm just going to line it up a bit there. I think we're pretty good. Now there's my overall page for my electronic portfolio, and I'm just going to save this. Save, and you know it's electronic portfolio 2, so I'll save the Illustrator file first. Okay, but then the second file I'm going to save is save as. Same thing, but I'm going to change it to a PDF format. Click save. Okay, and you can save it just with all the standard defaults. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up that same file in Adobe Acrobat. So I'm just going to switch to Adobe Acrobat, and I'm going to go File, Open. I'm going to find that file, Electronic Portfolio 2 PDF, open it up, and there's the page I just created. Now what I can do is I have this image, but this image really is just a placeholder. So when I go into here to Tools, and I look under Interactive Objects, this will be closed up on yours probably, Interactive Objects, I can go Add Video. And when I add a video, I can just drag out over top of this object, and that's why this is a placeholder. It's just going to give me the exact size that I need to cover this up. There we go. Then I go choose, and then I choose the exposure video and click open. Okay, and click OK. Okay, and what it does is it's going to place it in there. Now, when you view this file, you can see it looks exactly the same. It might be a little bit off there. I can see a little bit off. Okay, move that down maybe. Touch. But if I click play, it will. It actually plays the video. And you'll see you end up with controls here. And if I scroll ahead in the video, and this is just strictly a PDF file. Now, one of the challenges is that this really only plays in Adobe Acrobat Reader. So you just have to make sure that you don't view it in preview, but you actually view it in Adobe Acrobat Reader.